Hello, welcome back to my channel, or indeed welcome if you are new to my channel. Today I'm coming on to do a video about Makeup Forever. This is the first product I've tried for them, I believe. I haven't tried anything else. I'm sure I haven't. So I got hold of their HD Skin Palette, and this is in the shade Harmony 1. I have been trying to get hold of this for a while, but it's been out of stock, so as soon as it came back into stock, I grabbed that so that I can try it out, because I have seen reviews of this product on other channels, on Ali's channel from Ali M's Beauty, and this looked really nice. She had both shades, both the different palettes, because they do this in Harmony 2 as well, and she had both of them. And yeah, they look really nice. Okay, so this is what it looks like inside. So we've got the top two here, they're colour correctors. We've got a yellow and a peachy pink. And then we've got sort of concealer shades here, this one and this one. This is for my skin tone. And then foundation shades would be this one, possibly this one. Maybe sort of mixing them together to see what shade I can make out of those. And then these two sort of bronzer shades, possibly this one looks quite dark, but we'll see how that looks. And then we've got this one here is the highlighter, so that's really pretty, and then we've got two blush shades there. So yeah, I'm excited to try this. Okay, so I'm going to start off with trying the colour correctors. I'll try the peachy pink one first. So yeah, this is easy to open. There's a little button on the side of it that you just press and then it opens up. So it is easy to open. Okay, so if we try out the colour corrector shades first. Yeah, so I'm going to do the peachy pink shade. Oh, I don't want to touch it because it just looks so nice, because it's all brand new and nice. Okay, right, let's pop this down and we'll try the colour corrector shade. So that's what that looks like on the brush there. So I'm hoping none of these will be too dark for me, but we shall see. See, this is my first impression. This palette hasn't been touched, so I'm just trying them with you today. See how we get on. Okay, I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Complexion brush to apply this today. And I'll just stick it on any pigmentation as well that I have. Okay, and then I'll just do the other side as well. So I don't know how good this is going to be. I have, like I say, seen it on other people and yeah, it looks fantastic. But you just never know until you try it yourself, do you? So okay, so I'm just gonna blend this in a little bit. Okay, the reason that's just lifted that off is I cleaned my brush before I come on. My brush is a little bit wet, so just bear with me 1 second. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. So I'm just going to go in again and just go over that pigmentation there. Okay. I'm going to try a little bit of the yellow shade and just in these darker areas that I have here. I'll try that on there as well. And just a little bit the other side as well. And I'm just going to concentrate that right in here as well, where I do have quite a bit of darkness as well. So I think this is working well. It's just I'm used to the Charlotte Tilbury colour corrector. But I do think that's doing a good job. Right, okay, so next I'm going to go in, try one of the concealer shades. So I'm just going to take one of the concealer shades, pop that over the top. That has evened that out lovely. Let's keep going with that. Sorry if I look quite hot. It is hot again here in the UK, so I'm popping my fan on in between clips. Try and keep cool, because it's too noisy to have my fan on while I'm filming. So I think this shade of concealer is working well for me. And I think it's covering nicely. Seems to have done a good job. I'm just going to pop some on my nose as well. Take a little bit more. So far so good with the shades. Okay, yeah, so I'll just show you. So I've used the peachy pink colour corrector, I've used a little bit of the yellow, and I've used this shade here as my concealer so far. So yeah, I think they're looking good. Right, now for foundation, I think what I'm going to do, let me just try, I think this is more of a, that's quite light, isn't it? So I think I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is next to the concealer that I used. Let's have a look, see what that one's like. I'm not sure if that's a little bit too yellow. Anyway, we'll try some of that and see how we get on, because we can always pop something over the top if it's not the right shade. Okay, so I'm just gonna load my brush up, and yeah, that looks a bit yellow for me. So let's just apply it to one side and see how we get on. Nice coverage though. It looks very perfecting on the skin. I'm not sure about that shade though, but I'm just gonna keep going. As I say, I can mix it in a minute if it's not quite right. Because that's the good thing about these palettes, you can mix the shades up to get your perfect shade. So as you can see, that shade doesn't really match me, does it? So okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that lighter shade that I said was too light, and then I'm just going to pop a little bit of that over the top. Obviously once you work out what shades of these work for you, then the palette will be easy to use. But this is my first time using it, so I'm just working out what shades are for me. Yeah, so I think that's a little bit better. Let me just take a bit more of that. So that's a little bit better. So now what I'm going to do is mix the two shades together when I go in on the other side. Let's see how we go on this side. Feel free to skip forward a bit if you want to see the end result of this. It's just, I just want to show, you know, how long it takes to apply it to get the right shade and everything. As I say, once you realise what shades you are in this palette, it's going to be so easy because you can just go in with exactly the right shades. Just going to put a little bit more of the light one over. These are made to be like a nice sort of dewy finish, so yeah, I don't think they're supposed to be anything like high coverage or anything. Let me just see. Obviously HD skin, so I suppose you would, you know, it's very skin perfecting then if it's going to be HD skin. I'm just going to go over a bit more with a little bit more with the light shade. Okay, so I think now that's on. That's more my kind of shade. It does look quite glowy, doesn't it? It doesn't set down. It doesn't set down that much. So we'll go in with my powder in a moment and set that down. Okay, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit of powder. I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, shade 1. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of this, just so I'm not so shiny. And yeah, this is her lighter shade, which will, if there's too much yellow in this, it will reduce the yellow down as well. Just popping a little bit of that on. I haven't got a lot on the brush, just a little bit on there, just to take that down a little bit. So that's that. So you can see it's still nice and glowy and dewy as a finish. Okay, so next we'll go in with bronzer. Okay, so I'm just going to take my Clinique brush. It's this style of a brush. I'm not sure what this one's called. but they only do one like that. So I'm going to go in with the lighter of the two bronzer shades. I'm just going to load my brush up a little bit, and then I'm just going to go in with this. Quite a nice shade. I'll just try it on the other side. I'm sort of stippling it on to the skin. It does look quite nice. Just going to make sure I don't take it down too far. Okay, so that's the bronzer. I'm just going to take a little bit onto my forehead. That nice sun-kissed glow. Just a little bit, just to even it out a little bit. So yeah, that looks nice. And then, okay, so I've just cleaned off my brush, and then I'm going to go in with the bottom shade. I think I'm going to try this one, bottom one, more pinky one, with the blush shades, and see how that looks. Looks pretty. And then pop some on the other side. Does look nice. I think the more I use this palette, the more I'm gonna like it, once I know what shades I am, as I've already said. But yeah, the bronzer and the blush, quite nice. They look nice on, not too dark. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the highlight shade. I'm going to try this on my Real Techniques setting brush. So I'm just going to load the brush up with that, and then see what that looks like. Not sure if you can see that, it's showing up. Just load my brush up a bit more. That is quite pretty. It's not really intense. It's quite a natural highlighter, so if you like natural highlighters, then you'll like this one. I don't actually mind intense highlighters, so I'm just going to go in a bit heavier with this one. See if I can make it stand out a little bit more. I think that does look pretty. Okay, so yeah, I've used all the shades that I wanted to out of the palette, so I'll show you the palette now. So I did use the yellow and the pinky peach colour corrector. I did use this shade to conceal, and then I used this shade here and this shade here as my foundation. So I didn't use this shade and I didn't use this shade. And then I used this shade to bronze. I didn't use the bottom one. I used the highlighter shade and I used the bottom pink blush. Yeah, so I don't know if, I think these two shades here I may not end up using. Might use them in the summer if I get a little bit more of a tan. I may use them then if my skin gets a little bit more tanned. But yeah, I think that looks really nice. So I do look quite shiny today, but it's very hot here, so. Okay, so that's the finished look of my skin there, using this Makeup Forever HD palette in Harmony 1. Okay, so overall I am impressed with the palette. It has made the skin look very nice, very natural, sort of very natural makeup. Yeah, overall I am happy with that. Also, while I'm here, just want to let you know about this product. So I used this magic lip oil in one of my videos a little while back, and this is the red version, which is called Berry Bliss. So the writing's coming off because I've had it a while. But this is available on Charlotte Tilbury's app at the moment for a limited time only, and there's another shade as well, like a rose shade. But I absolutely love the red one and the original. So I did grab myself a couple of backups of this. I just thought I'd show you this on this video so that if you did want one, you can pop on and get it. That's the red. So yeah, it just gives the lips a lovely shine and a little bit of a red tint. So yeah, these are available now for a short time on the Charlotte Tilbury app. So yeah, pop on if you wanted to get hold of these. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed my video today. If you have any questions, if you can leave them below, I'll be happy to answer those for you. And if you haven't already, if you could subscribe to my channel, that would really help me out. It doesn't cost anything for you to subscribe, and it just would really help me out a lot. Okay, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you, bye.